Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, it is I am the one and only Jewel here once again, and I am Blossom here, and I am Sonic the Hedgehog here, aka the Blue Blur, aka Blue Justice. And finally, I am the one and only Starlight Glimmer here, and welcome you all back for the likes of the Maxi Toys Videos department. So, yeah, because remember, yesterday we did somehow play Monkey Target, and all in all, that was actually quite of an interesting experience while playing that particular version again, especially because, thank goodness, it's about the fact that, as we stated this ever since in yesterday, no load times to be found, so as a result, everything else will be a quite fun and enjoyable experience all in all. And in addition to that, I can assure you that Starlight Glimmer did somehow become a champion during the course of this year's edition of Monkey Target. So because of that, so here we are now on to the second party game we'll like to play out. That's what appears to be none other than Monkey Golf, or to be more accurate, the mini golf portion of the forms of the original Super Monkey Ball game. So because of that, we were expected able to still try out the Super Monkey Ball 2, Monkey Golf 2, but we're still not ready for that yet. So because of that, yeah, because here we are onto its mini golf party game, or to be more specifically, a mini game more like. So because of that, as always, we're going on the exactly same order of holes as to be expected. So as you can tell, that I'm still Mimi, of course. And same applies with me as well. I'm also Mimi as well. And don't forget, I'm also Mimi. So because of that, and I guess Sonic is the only one he's still playing as Ai, of course. So because of that, yeah, without further ado, let's get the actual Monkey Golf started. So because of that, yeah, not much else to talk about, I'm afraid. Although we were expecting to be able to actually mention something new, but I suppose we'll find out more details about the forms of other topics worth noting for, until when it gets to the point until tomorrow. So because of that, yeah, today's date, of course, there is the 25th of November today. In some cases, in 2023 today. We've only got 1 month left until exactly Christmas Day. So because of that, yeah, I'm still pretty hyped about this, aren't you guys? Well, for me, I basically am. And same here. And even don't forget me as well. So because of that, we are all very excited. So because of that, yeah, you get the idea of what this is, the actual commotion of what this is all about. So, and if you couldn't tell already, it's about the fact that we're gonna go through the exactly same holes once again. Although, relatively speaking though, we start things off with an in segment, and then afterwards though, we'll hit into the outs, and that's basically all there is to really think about. We still need to be able to go through all 18 holes, so some of these oh, I was literally so close to able to get into the hole. I'm sure for the fact that I'm presuming to you that Starlight Glimmer will able to be, she might be the only one that she gets the hole in one at the very beginning of this entire thing. So, yay, I've got my first hole in one. Oh yeah, because while looking back, during the forms of in 2013, I suppose that both Daffy, Sylvester, and I believe Orange Teddy as well, are the only players who are able to actually get only one hole in one so far, which, as a result, it was located somewhere in, I would say the 14th hole, I would imagine. So because of that, oh, are you kidding me? I was a little bit close to the hole, but then I realized I was stopped at one point. Well, at least on the upside for me, I have basically got myself my glorious birdie. So, no matter what though, I'm also gonna get the birdie as well, so it looks like for you, Jewel, is the only exception to that, because obviously she was close to the hole, but she was literally so close. Yeah, like we've already noted that already, so because of that, I will admit though right away, I really do kick out the music in this particular minigame as a matter of fact, just because of all that, well, cool attitude and stuff like that, even though it's a bit hard to explain really, because I know for a fact it's been about quite a few hours ago since we've last played Super Monkey Ball 1, for the sake of the forms of playing certain familiar party games as to be expected. So because of that, oh yeah, one thing to classify for noticing this is that this is one of those unlockable mini games you can able to purchase by simply just try to spend about 2,500 party points in order to able to unlock Monkey Golf in this game, which also applies for Super Monkey Ball Jr. counterpart as well. So keep that as a little reminder for those of you if you ever want to try out Super Monkey Ball for the Nintendo GameCube. So, although there's also the Junior counterpart, which is pretty much the same thing, except on Junior, you do have the ability to able to choose between two different levels, which is the jungle environment and the icicle Arctic environment. So, that's one thing to put it. So, no! Well, there's the first OB, or out of bounds, segment right there, thanks to Jewel right here, so... I should have been able to actually pay attention to... Whoa! I did not notice that was that little random bump that just somehow showed up out of nowhere. But I think this is gonna be my first ever bogey I'm gonna be getting, so... that was very, very stupid luck on my part, but either way, I'm sure that you guys might able to actually get the best results than I do. Such as for you, Starlight Glimmer. Well, yes, absolutely, because relatively speaking now, I always managed able to trust in Faith for able to actually get the good old distance as a hit, so... Are you kidding me? That happened the same thing as what happened to Jewel from the likes of Hole 2! That's so stupid for me. Well, at least on the upside, I'm also gonna get a birdie as well. So, it looks like that both me and Starlight Glimmer are the closest to victory at the moment. While, mind you, that Starlight Glimmer got super dang lucky on hole number 2 because she just managed to get a hole in 1, if you couldn't tell from that result so far. So, anyway, hole number 4 is that we need to get into the center of this particular yellow bit. That's kind of thinking about it. It almost kind of reminds me like a, almost like a flower or off-centered flower. Well, it's hard to explain really, but either way though, whoa, that was actually really, really, oh no! I put too much power onto that particular swing. That was so unfortunate on my part. This is what you're supposed to do, Sonic. Well, I was trying to do that, but I did pay attention to the forms of that specific, layout. How dumb of me. Oh, I was literally so close to able to get into the hole-in-one right there, but close enough. Alright, so let's see if I can able to get that in. Oh, not quite, but, I'll take this particular spot any day, so... And meanwhile for me, since I've got myself an OB on this particular hole so far, so... Hey. But at least on the upside I did somehow make a comeback, I guess, so... Alright, let's see if I can get, the hole in. So, there I go. With a glorious birdie, so about time for me to able to finally get the birdie after the first hole on this entire minigame, so... Alright, I'm actually gonna go after the birdie as well, and I'm sure the same applies to you, Starlight Glimmer, of course. Well, you know me, although I might have to wait until when Sonic goes in first, because sometimes though, every once in a while, once everyone else has their first shot, basically though is about the fact that it just changes the actual perspective of who is the furthest away from the hole who's actually gonna get the actual another turn, so... Either way though, that's as far as we can able to describe about the forms of Monkey Golf in mind, so it looks like that's so far so good for Starlight Glimmer so far, and I can't really tell about the other results so far, because mind you about the fact that we just jumped straight into the next hole, which is specifically hole number 5, where basically though, this is where the actual difficulty of certain holes starts to surface. Specifically, you need to be right on with that good old angle putting, and on top of that, yeah, because like the actual the thing suggests when it comes to Monkey Golf in this game, and same applies with Super Monkey Ball Jr. and version 1 or mini golf mode in Super Monkey Ball Deluxe, where basically though is about the fact that you have to use the putting throughout the majority of the entire mode. So because of that, just to ensure about the fact that these courses are very, very short, and not only that, every single part with every single holes are always part 3. So, are you kidding me? Ah, dang it all. Oh yeah, something's worth noting for, that unlike the Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania version of this particular mini-golf mode, in Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, as far as I'm usually concerned with, is that it does manage to take place in, specifically, Jungle Island, based off from Super Monkey Ball 2, so that's something worth noting for anyway, so it looks like that Starlight Glimmer did somehow get into the— Oh, come on! I was trying to get in the hole, but then I realized that sometimes collusion just sometimes screws me up. Let's give this another shot then. Although I'm pretty sure it's gonna be exactly the same situation here. How come Starlight Glimmer gets so lucky with this? Well, I don't know about you, because you need to be accurate with all that aiming shots and such. But most of the time, it didn't work on me. That's so redundancy. And by the way, something's worth noting for is that when Blossom is almost gonna get close, oh wait a minute, she now got another OB, so you know what that means? She gives up. So yeah, that's what happens if you manage to reach onto 10 strokes, as you can tell, or shot 10, technically speaking. You basically give up, and you have to give away 10 points to yourself. So because of that, and oh, I somehow managed to get myself my glorious birdie. So top notch for my aiming shot. Alright, let's see how I can do. So because of that, let's see if I can aim from here. Booyah! I also got the birdie as well. So I wonder what the results is going to be so far. Well, as it turns out, me and Starlight Glimmer are actually tied for first, and meanwhile for Blossom, she was in fourth. So, just because of all that particular hole 5 did somehow screwed her up. So, here we go, onto this banana-shaped course. So, even and no. And one thing I will have to admit it though right away, back in 5 years ago, that I can't believe by saying this, is that Metaweather did somehow come across into this very weird collusion right there in this particular course on Super Monkey Ball Deluxe counterpart of mini golf, because I have no idea what caused it to happen, although potentially speaking, for what I've noticed is that while looking back in 5 years ago, that Rarity got very lucky when it comes to able to actually get into this fastest method to able to actually get close to the hole. Speaking of Rarity, how was she by the way? If you're probably wondering, Starlight Glimmer, she's absolutely fine, and she was probably going to be able to do a bit of an anniversary thing for both Rarity and Piglet spending time together for its a meal out date kind of syndrome or something. So, even though I never actually know about the forms of girls experts ever since in when me and Tiana has first met, but either way though, that'll be a topic for a later time. So I think, fundamentally speaking though, is that we might able to actually get all of the birdies basically in this particular hole. So, whilst unlike in Metal Weller in Super Monkey Ball Deluxe in some cases though, is that she just come across into an OB for no reason. Maybe because of a different engine or something? Well, I don't know about you, because even then though, it's been about 5 months or 5 years ago, technically speaking, since I actually have last played Super Monkey Ball Deluxe on the PlayStation 2 version or the Xbox version. Although, keep that in mind, I'm pretty sure it's been about 3 years ago since we've last did our Let's Play of Super Monkey Ball Deluxe, specifically on Story Mode. Well, not so much in Challenge Mode, just because it might take a very long time to able to actually rank up extra lives for that departure. So, oh, and also, something's worth noting for is that we were originally trying to able to play the Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania counterpart of mini golf in particular parts worth noting for, but much like the forms of how it does it on, well, let's just say in Monkey Target, not only in Monkey Target in Banana Mania it's been messed up, but also for I've heard that there is no multiplayer options when it comes to sharing the controller and stuff like that. So you have to buy the separate controllers in order to be able to play some multiplayer. So because of that, kind of a missed opportunity, especially because that was actually a really cool feature back in the day when it comes to like sharing the controllers with anybody. You know, just like the forms of how it does it on the other games like Wii Sports for its bowling and golf essentially, and same applies with Wii Sports results and all that stuff. So I was literally so close, but maybe I got too much power into it, so whoops. Alright, down I go, into the hole, so... Oh, lucky me. Well, lucky for you, Starlight Glimmer, because you did somehow manage to pull this off. Alright, let's see if I can get mine in. Oh, nice. Nice birdie for my part. Oh yeah, one on the subject about the forms of the 25th of November, actually. For those of you who lived in the UK, happy, well, let's just say... oh, you were literally so close, Blossom. In fact, you just got a few meters away from that hole. So, yeah, I apologize, my tongue twisting is still acting up again. Well, mainly because I was trying to explain something clearly, but it looks like about the fact that I was just concentrating on what's going on in the actual capture footage right now. So, well, luckily though, it does not get glitched up or anything else like that. So, because of that, everything else should be a little bit more stable. So... yeah, as long as it doesn't go completely lag or anything, because that is seriously irritating. Yeah, tell me about it, Draw. Tell me about it. Oh boy, we're now on to hole 8, where we now come across into a curved path. So, alright, let's see if I can do this. I'm hoping it will not cause me to... Oh, it did! Oh, gosh darn it all. Alright, let's see if I can able to do this attempt. I'm not exactly sure if that's relevant. Ah, oh, dang it. I'd had too much power onto it. Although, for what I've noticed right from the start though, is that I've seen a lot of videos on this, and they somehow managed able to pull off so many of those hole-in-ones in that particular run. Like, as in 18 strokes all in all. So, relatively speaking though, it is definitely possible for some. But unfortunately though, I don't think we can probably execute it from our perspective, because it looks like, well, I guess the only one who did somehow manage able to not fall off is, conveniently enough, Starlight Glimmer, because she was quite an expert right here. Tell me about it, because she just managed to know it all. Alright then, let's see if we can get another attempt on this particular part. Come on, stay put. Stay put. Thank you. It doesn't take me that long to able to get to this point, even though I'm pretty sure, unluckily enough, for Jewel anyway, she looks like that she's probably not gonna have a good time with this hole at this point in time. Yeah, because take a look at how many shots I'm in right now. I'm on shot number 5 out of 10, so yeah, it feels like my luck is actually expires, so... especially if it's bad enough about the fact that I was expecting... Oh, it's your go, Sonic. Alright, let's see if I can get this hole in with this angle. Let me just give that a go. Ooh! Alright, but I'll take a bogey anyway, so who cares? Alright, now it's my go, and I think I might as well go after the bogey, just like what Sonic usually has. Well, except the fact that you were close again. For goodness sake. Alright, let's see if I can get mine in. And in it goes. And I got myself my awesome birdie. I get the strong feeling that something tells me is that Starlight's Glimmer was actually currently in the lead again. Well, kind of thinking about it though, don't spoke on it too much though, just because there might be a couple of times in the later holes that it will get a bit difficult, especially hole 12 and, most annoyingly, hole number 18. Oh jeez, I totally forgot about those specific holes in mind, so, and thus we've almost at the halfway point in terms of this entire mode, so... I think relatively speaking though is about the fact that I'm pretty sure depending on how many players that we do have, it might took about likely or so for, well, in the first half, it might actually took us for about almost 25 minutes, but then until whenever we get to the second half, which is essentially the out segments of those holes, basically it'll take about another 25 minutes depending on the forms of our skills, so, but we shall see. Alright, so here we go with hole number 9, where we have to avoid those a lot of square holes. So, at least thankfully, this particular hole is not too difficult, unlike hole number 8 so far. So, anyway, as I was saying, is that for those of you who lived in the UK, happy, well, 12th anniversary of the game's release for the UK version anyway, which there are both Sonic Generations for the Nintendo 3DS and Kirby's Return to Dreamland for the Nintendo Wii, or better known as Kirby's Adventure Wii for those of you lived in the UK country. Well, usually relatively speaking, I was about the fact that it is super duper good, about the fact that we've now got the Switch re-release version of Kirby's Return to Dreamland on the Switch for this year, so yeah, I think we already know about this for this point, Sonic, especially because, you know, to be honest, you obviously already tackled for that ever since Injury forms it back in, sometime in, spring this year, so, but even then, no, that's saying something. Oh, right, exactly. Oh, and for those of you probably wondering about the fact that when is Silver is about to be coming back onto Zelda 2 The Adventure of Link, well, truth be told, he will be back into that particular hardest games ever made, or to be more specifically, one of the toughest NES games ever made, which is of course Zelda 2 The Adventure of Link, that Silver will be back onto that game until by the beginning of December, which should be the final month of 2023. So, and it seems to be more specifically that he hasn't tackled, or we have not tackled any of those Zelda Let's Plays in this year so far. I'm guessing mainly because about the fact that at this point in time, that you, Sonic, still need to go back onto Sonic Frontiers at some point. Oh, right, exactly. So I need to able to try to finish that game off before you're able to actually tackle for more set of Sonic games for its Let's Play department. Like, for instance, about the fact that I still need to able to consider able to be planning for not only Sonic Battle, but maybe we can probably do some redo Let's Plays for the time being, which are both Sonic 4, Episodes 1, Episode Metal, and Episode 2, and on top of that, Sonic Mania, before we jump right into Sonic Superstars, because relatively speaking though, while looking back on those Let's Plays back to back, I do realize that the commentary is a bit muffled, so because of that, yeah, I was thinking about the fact that maybe I should probably tackle for those two games first, before we jump right into Superstars, which are Sonic the Hedgehog 4, and on top of that, Sonic Mania as well, and that's as far as I can think about it, so anyways though, so it looks like that we all about to be getting the birdies, as we expected, because in hole number 10, it almost looks like a shape like, not just by the forms within a donut, but it's almost like a shape like a ring, so I mean, relatively speaking of, this hole is, once again, self-explanatory, so because of that, yeah, we all got the birdies. Yep, exactly, Sonic, exactly. So, anyways, and while looking back in Journey forms of about 12 years ago, since when Sonic Generations first came out on the 3DS, it was alright. I mean, sure, it plays pretty much exactly like Sonic Rush Adventure, and Sonic Colors DS, except that there was actually a new edition where basically classic Sonic becomes playable during that time. And thus the actual perspective on Sonic Generations on the 3DS is almost like 2.5D as opposed to entirely in 2D. Well, usually relatively speaking it's a bit tricky to explain because it's been a very long time actually since we've last played Sonic Generations for the 3DS because I'm more accustomed to the forms of the console version, but that's just the way I feel about it anyway, so alright, so good shot for me. So it looks like it's now your turn, Starlight Glimmer. So let's see how you can pull this off. Well, fundamentally speaking though, I did the same technique as you do, Sonic. Well, suffice to say that you might be a really good player after all. Why, thank you, Sonic. I appreciate about that. So, either way, I'm pretty sure we are once again gonna get a birdie, of course. So, as we expect at this point, so oh yeah, fundamentally speaking though, while looking back in Journey forms within, in 10 years ago actually, is that I've noticed that in hole number 12, that it was about to show up at any point once we finish this particular hole first. Usually Sylvester, he's the only one who did somehow manage able to survive in Journey forms of hole number 12, that you know exactly what I'm talking about. that basically though is almost like a shape like a half melon slice. So yeah, for those of you who want to know what this next hole is going to be, and you'll find out until right now. So because of that, here we are in hole number 12, almost a shape like a, not just by the forms of a car, but it's almost like a shape of a sliced melon. So, and this is without doubt is one of the trickiest holes to go through. So, yeah, good luck on this point, Jewel. I don't know. Maybe I should probably be able to make it. On second thought, not really. Oh, darn it. I forgot about the fact that they just somehow moved just a tiny bit. So, even though that just forces me to be able to fall off. I think that could be also happen to me as well. Yeah, prepare to able to actually see a lot of OBs on this hole, because trust me, what I'm saying is that this is without doubt is the toughest hole to go through. So, oh, nice! Lucky you, Blue Devil, or if I like to call you the Blue Justice, whatever you are. So yeah, it looks like I somehow achieved the hole-in-one in this particular hole. So take that, Sylvester. I'm sure you might able to actually just to go mad at me for able to see this in action, but you are gonna miss out. So, oh, and by the way, if you leave the actual, the replay thing on, basically it just shows us the forms of 4 different perspectives of that particular replay. So, that's something worth knowing for. So, alright, let's see if I can able to try to do the same way as I... Oh, stop! Stop! Oh! Oh. I hate that sometimes. Yeah, because here's the thing though, it's about the fact that since you're on the ball, there's no way you can able to stop yourself. So, yeah, there's a lot of times, there's a lot of trial and error. Like Jewel, for instance, that she's having a tough time on this hole so far. And I can imagine that will happen to me as well, so... who knows? Oh, drat! Whoever decided this hole was actually a good idea. Well, I don't know about you, Blossom, because I just can't really tell for the forms of the actual decisions they're going for. Please, 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 please. Ah! For Pete's sake. Alright. Seems that Sonic is the only one who managed to make it at this point. I mean, sure, he's the luckiest hedgehog after all so far, but... oh, quick! Oh, come on! I've almost got into the hole! Oh, that's so stupid on my luck. Alright, is this okay enough? I'm afraid not. Ah, too much power! And not only that, you need to judge the angle correctly, so... alright, let's see if I can get that in. Okay, I guess that works for me, so I'll just take cup in 5, so better than nothing. So good luck to you two for able to try to pull this off. Well, thanks for that, I guess. Okay, stop, stop, stop. Oh, come on! Now I've only got 1 shot left before I get myself, well, my first give up. And that could be also applies to me if I was potentially lucky enough, but guess what? I'm not lucky enough. Oh boy. Oh boy. Tell you what though, Starlight Glimmer, those popcorns taste so delicious. Where'd you get them, by the way? No reason. Just fetch it in the kitchen. Oh, come on! Oh, screw you, hole 12. I hate this hole so much. Alright, lastly we have Blossom, so can she pull this off? We'll find out. And unfortunately though, a miserable failure attempt. So that's your second give up bit. After the events of hole 5. Ah, that's the worst performance I've ever done. Well, regardless of everything else though, hole 12 is done for good. And it looks like so far, according to the forms of the scorecard, I'm actually currently in the lead. So, speaking of such, it's now my turn. So, here we go on to hole number 13, where basically those about the fact that we need to aim for the actual hole, then try not to fall off. Oh, that happened to me again after the events of Super Monkey Ball Deluxe. Oh, what am I doing? Alright, let's see if I can aim right here with less power. And that should be all decent enough to able to make it at this point. Alright, let's see how this hole is gonna plays out to be on my part. I suppose that it could help me throughout. Although there's one in particular hole coming up by the end of this particular mode that's gonna be pretty infamous for those of you ever try out that particular last hole in mind. That is actually way too difficult to handle, so... Oh, and also, whenever I managed to look back on 10 years ago, I believe White Teddy did seriously got a massive screw over during the forms of hole 16, mainly because about the fact that she cannot able to actually reach it for certain parts of that particular hole, which... Yeah, that's what I can really say about that, I guess, so... Oh, jeez, that was just so stingy on my part. I'm sure that Starlight Glimmers is gonna get another birdie, so... Yeah, I've somehow managed to get back on track for being on first place. Well, that's easy for you to say, Starlight Glimmer, so... But I guess I'll also take a bogey anyway, so... Oh well. Alright, let's see if I can get mine in. And something tells me for you, Jewel, you might as well get a par anyway. Yeah, I would have thought so, Starlight Glimmer, because I just seriously cannot stress enough about the fact that sometimes getting a hole is actually kind of tricky sometimes. Although, unlike something related to Monkey Golf 2, I feel like we haven't touched upon that particular mode for quite a very long time, potentially, so... Alright, here we go into hole number 14, where basically, I think this is the easiest hole, so we can able to actually get ourselves a glorious hole-in-one, so... In some cases, it's Blossom's turn first. Oh, so close, and I had too much power into it! Well, there goes that. Let me try and think of something. Hup. Well, this will work? Please let it work. Haha, there's my second hole-in-one, so huzzah for my awesome golfing skills. Well, I bet that she's the best unicorn player that's ever conceived of, so... Yeah, there goes again with hole number 14 for hole-in-one situation. So, I mean, could it be possible for 3 players can able to actually also achieve hole-in-one? Well, we'll find out. Ah, not that very close on my part. So close for you, Jewel. But maybe I can probably try to able to achieve that. So, let me try and just do this. And I suppose that could make it work? Oh, drat! I did not notice that was the case. So, it looks like that unlike in, well, specifically, 10 years ago, that no 3 players all in one particular moment for that hole-in-one scenario. So, yeah, it looks like Starlight Glimmer, she's the only one managed to get into the hole-in-one from hole 14. So, I think, potentially speaking of, I believe, for you, Jewel, as you can tell, that you got a birdie, and I think I'm also about to be getting a birdie as well. So, unlike Blossom, that she's probably gonna get the worst results. So, yeah, if only because I had too much power into it. So, yeah, I guess that's kind of my fault. I kind of jinxed it as well for my strength and what have you. Well, nowhere near as like extremely strengthy compared to the forms of how it does it for Buttercup. Because I can imagine if Buttercup will get a lot of frustration during the forms of that specific scenarios. So, oh god, hole number 15 requires a half pipe in order to able to make it from one half pipe to the other. So I suppose we'll also give this a shot. Oh, I messed it up. On my very first shot in hole 15, I was literally so close. Well, because usually, relatively speaking though, like I said before, we have to utilize that half pipes and all that stuff in order able to make it from one place to the other, so sometimes you need to get a bit of a learning curve when it comes to knowing certain strategies involved, so... Oh, nice. So, can I usually stay put? Yes, I did. So, how's that for that part, for my departure? So... Alright, let's see if I can able to pull this off. And truth be told, I did. So, at least that was an accomplishment, I guess. So, anyway though, so I suppose there's another thing I want to classify for something is that, geez, it's been about a week ago since the Super Mario RPG remake did somehow came out, in just a week ago. I mean, kind of think about it, we're still playing the game on our own time for a bit, and mind you, we actually had an incredible time so far. Yeah, truth be told. Oh no! Oh, Jewel, what did you just do? Well, too much power, just like what Blossom did for the sake of certain holes, I suppose. So, I suppose I'm also take a bogey anyway, so that's all I can really say, so... And fundamentally though, is about the fact that... Oh, come on! Why the heck that just happened? Oh, that was very, very bad luck indeed for my part. And I'm also taking a bogey as well. So I suppose I might be the only one who's able to actually get a birdie. So in some cases, ta-da! I finally managed to get the birdie for about so many holes later that I somehow managed to finally able to do this. And meanwhile for me, I'm pretty much got to stick with the par, so... Although, unlike in Monkey Ball 2, for its Monkey Golf 2, that certain holes does contain 4 pars, and on top of that, 5 par, for the sake of defaults, depending on how big the holes are. At least, specifically, certain courses they do somehow manage to put up with, so... Alright, so here we go into hole number 16, where basically we need to make our way to that specific top portion of this particular stage. And this is the hole where basically White Teddy did get a massive, massive screw over part during the forms of this hole, mainly because of, oh, whoa. Huh, that was a close call on my part. Alright, let's see how I can able to do this. In fact, let me just try to aim from here. And can I make it? Nope, I certainly haven't, so... Unfortunately though, whoa, you almost fell into that particular OB right there, Jewel. Alright then, Starlight Glimmer, let's see what you can do. Well, suffice to say, my... Oh, almost a hole-in-one, but I'll take it, so... Alright, wait, I need to change gear first, so... Just in case I don't want to able to put up with this weak... golf club in mind, so I think I'll take it anyway, so... Alright, let's see if I can aim from here, and suffice to point it out... Oh, almost got into the hole, but I'll take it anyway, so... Alright, Blossom, what are you gonna do now? I suppose I should probably do the same thing for you guys. Oh, no. Oh, no, that happened the same thing as what White Teddy did. Oh, that was so stupid. Well, let's just make sure you don't mess up so many times. Oh, no. Oh, no, that's the... Oh, what's going on with me? Oh... Alright, let me think of something. Here? I don't know. Oh, that was good. At least I think I might as well take it anyway, so that's something, I suppose. Alright, there goes my par right here. I could have gone a little bit better for that particular result, but I'll take it anyway, so... And meanwhile for me, I'm gonna go for a glorious birdie, so victorious for my part. I believe something tells me that Starlight Glimmer is probably gonna win this for sure. Well, who knows, Sonic? Who knows? Because depending on the final 2 holes coming up, that it will bring us a lot of frustration and a bit of trial and error. well, truth be told, we're having fun, really. So because of all that stuff, though, that's all I could really ask for. So, and in fact, fundamentally speaking, though, actually, it's about the fact that I think, oh, we're now into hole 17, where we have to put up with this pyramid. So, oh boy, how on earth are we gonna make it here? Well, we got able to think of something, alright? So it looks like for you, Starlight Glimmer, who's gonna go first. So, I was maybe wondering, maybe I can aim from here, maybe? Or just maybe over here. And then maybe just do that? Well, I think it's probably not gonna work because you ended up with an OB, so... that's something, I guess. So, anyways though, there's also another thing I want to classify for something about this as well, is that, speaking of Sonic Frontiers though, yes, I will be back for more of the forms of Sonic Frontiers at some point until on, next Tuesday, specifically on, the 28th of November, and probably we'll able to get enough time to... Oh, whoa. I've almost gone to the hole-in-one right there, but I was very, very darn close. Alright, let's see if I can able to do this, so... Anyway though, as I was saying, is that... Oh, really?! How is that even possible? I'm speechless right now. Alright. I don't think this is gonna work because the actual weak shot is not helping me. So yeah, as I said before, Sonic Frontiers is about to continue at some point by the end of this month coming up, for the sake of the forms of on Tuesday, and hopefully, I'm also able to say this right now, until by that time until next month, I will seriously need to able to finish up everything for Sonic Frontiers, before I finish up everything about Sonic Frontiers, before I move on to the next couple of new Let's Plays in the future, so... But, it's just a matter of time for this point, folks, it's just only a matter of time, so... I mean, honestly, it's just about the fact I'm just getting so serious and also getting tired of the forms of a lot of frustration on the forms of the Final Horizon DLC update. I mean, sure, the game does look spectacular still, but it's just that the amount of difficult challenges they're able to actually force you to deal with, and it's just, well, I've already on about that ever since I drew the forms of the majority of this month so far, for the sake of continue playing for Sonic Frontiers for the Final Horizon DLC update so far. I mean, seriously. Oh, Blossom just got very lucky right there, for able to actually get cupping in right there. Well, suffice to say, despite the fact that she only got like 5 points, or in some cases cup in 5, and meanwhile for me, I got cup in 6, so... And it looks like for you, Jewel, we're pretty much guaranteed to do the same for Starlight Glimmer, so... And I'm the only one who's gonna get Birdie, so... That was pretty lucky on my shots for at the beginning portion of Hole 17 at the very least, so hooray for me! At least for now anyway, because we're now moving on to probably is without a doubt the hardest hole in the entire mode, and that is Hole 18, where it only has one island, and this particular hole is massive, and it's your job to able to make a leaps of faith. Now, I remember back in 5 years ago that I somehow got very, very lucky. Like, usually I just got a hole-in-one in the Super Monkey Ball Deluxe version, but now, in 2023, my luck expires. So, because of that, there is no way I'm not gonna get that hole-in-one this time. So, yeah, that is seriously the most unfortunate thing of my life. So, curses, you! Curses! Alright, let's see if I can get mine in. I'm pretty sure... Ah, drat! Ah, I was literally so close to able to get a hole-in-one there, but it needs to be something. It sure needs to be something. Let me try this. Oh, wow! I got very lucky right there. Mind you, I didn't get a hole-in-one, but I'll take it. Oh, lucky Starlight Glimmer did somehow made it up here, so... let me try something. Oh! Ah, drat! I should have known that would exist. Alright, let's see if I can able to make this part. Oh! Oh, come on! By the way, if you fell into that middle hole right there, likely underneath the island, well, basically you're gonna get a lot of OBs on that part, so... Oh, jeez. What is up with my skills there? Can I just back up a little? Just in case? For its, distance and all that stuff? I suppose maybe I could give it a try. Oh! Ah, not quite. And to make matters worse, I'm about to get an OB. Ah, why this hole, man? Why this hole? I know for a fact that Sonic might be lucky in Monkey Ball Deluxe, but still. Well, on the plus side is though, Jewel, you did somehow made it, but aside from that, you might get the worst results. So, yeah, I would have thought so anyway, so... Oh boy, I wonder how this is gonna be turned out to be. Will this work? Oh, that works for me. I'll take a bogey after this. Oh boy, how am I supposed to be able to do this? It does manage to work with me. Oh, that was weak. That is seriously the most weakest shot I've ever have to put up with. Hold on, let me try here. Yeah, you can totally see why this hole is by far the most toughest hole to be able to complete on, so... Oh! Oh, come on! Why is that even a thing? So yeah, apart from those aside things though, that's as far as we can able to say about the forms of today's topic. It's just about the fact that we've already mentioned about... Oh, seriously! How can this... I'm about to get unlucky, and on top of that, I don't think it's possible for me to get into first place because it looks like I get the feeling Starlight Glimmer is gonna win this. Well, suffice to say for this point, Sonic, it looks like it's gonna be true because obviously she's got very lucky with certain shots, but even then. Yep, there goes my give up part. Oh, so close! Ah, shoot. Not my day. Alright, there goes my glorious birdie, so I'm now basically back in first place. Well, I think suffice to say, congratulations to Starlight Glimmer for the second mini-game, or the second party game that we did somehow go back into. And relatively speaking, Jewel did somehow got Cup in 9, and lastly, Blossom got a bogey. So... yeah, and for our final results we've got, obviously like I said this before, Starlight Glimmer was in first place, and I was in second place, and third place goes to Jewel, and fourth place goes to Blossom. So I'm presuming to Blossom has a really rough time for Monkey Golf, but at least we did have some pretty interesting experiences, all things considered. Like, for instance, it's about the fact that I'm pretty sure both me and Starlight Glimmer did somehow achieve certain hole-in-ones for certain holes. I mean, that's pretty incredible if you ask me. Mind you, we were trying our best able to go for all of them, but it's just pretty impossible, you know? But either way though, I somehow in dead fourth last place. Maybe there's another way I could probably win on the next mini-game or something? Well, presumably speaking though, is that tomorrow will be Monkey Bowling, so either way, of course we need to enter our name, of course, so... yeah, I will admit though right away, that was actually quite an interesting experience as far as this is concerned, so... yeah, despite the fact that we did somehow got messed up in journey forms of certain holes alike, most notably with the, well... I find way to point things out is that, from Blossom's perspective, that she obviously got so many of those, out of bounds, but either way, sure, it was a pretty fun time, don't get me wrong, but hey. So with that being said, we'll go out endings off here, so join us tomorrow for more of those multiplayer mayhem stuff, is that we're now diving right back onto Monkey Bowling in journey forms of Super Monkey Ball 1, and that'll be about it basically for the majority of the 10th anniversary things for its Monkey Ball 1 mini-games. So we'll see you guys until tomorrow. Yep, we'll see you guys tomorrow. See you guys then.